Hey everyone. So this is my first Halloween look for this year, and to be honest, this is actually my first time I've ever done a gory Halloween look ever. Not just on YouTube, but absolutely ever. In Australia, or at least in my area, we don't really celebrate Halloween. So we don't really get the opportunity to dress up like this very often. So what I've done is created for the very first look a kind of gory zombie look. I guess you could use it as a witch considering this wig, but really make it whatever you want. It's just kind of like a dead, disgusting, bloody, gross kind of look. So whether it be a really horrible witch or a really bad zombie, something like that. My face, it's basically just using lots of green, brown, red, those kinds of colours. These things here I've actually made myself using liquid latex, and if you'd like to see how to do that, just check out the video below on how to do that. You can create them days in advance, so you don't have to rush around at the last minute. But that is what that one looks like. It's just got staples through it as well, just to make it a little bit more disgusting. That one's just a really deep kind of cut, and that one up there is a bullet hole. Somebody tried to kill me, but they didn't realise I'm a zombie. You're not going to kill me like that. So if you want to see how... So the first step for this look is to moisturise your skin. It's really important to have moisturised skin, particularly when you're going to be using liquid latex as the adhesive to stick on all your nasties. Don't worry if your skin isn't perfect. As you can see, I am suffering some acne, some breaking out across my chin at the moment. Don't worry, you're a zombie. You don't need to look perfect. So that's fine. But definitely moisturise, which I've done. Now what I'm going to do now is apply my scars and all those lovely little bits. So I've just selected 2 little scars and a bullet hole, which I'm going to put somewhere up in that area there. Maybe side to side. We'll see how it goes. None of it's really planned. Just kind of ad lib. So what I'm going to do is apply using an old or throwaway disposable brush. Do not use good makeup brushes when you're using latex. And even with the face paints and things like that, don't use your really expensive brushes. Just either use some cheap brushes that you've got, or synthetic brushes that you don't really care about too much, because I don't want you ruining your good brushes. Now I'm going to apply this somewhere around there, I think. Looks good. So just get some liquid latex on your brush and apply some to the area that you're going to be sticking it down to. Now it's really important to spot test somewhere, like on your arm, on the inside of your arm, somewhere like that, a really small bit of latex before you start going and applying it to your face. Because if you are allergic to latex, do not put it on your face. That would not be good at all. Now just get a little bit more and stick down the edges. Also, make sure your hair's up and out of the way. You don't want to be getting this in your hair. It's not a good story, and it's not going to end well. Let that get a little bit tacky. You may need to fix it up a little bit, but let's move on and stick on the bullet hole. For the bullet hole instead, I'm going to try a different application and just stick some liquid latex to the back of the bullet hole. And I might apply that, I'll say here, why not? So just stick that down. It's fine. Get a little bit more under the edge there. And the last one I'm going to do somewhere over this side. Now this one's kind of gone a bit tacky after doing the other 2. So just get some more liquid latex on the old brush and go around the edges, kind of smoothing it out to join it into your own skin. That way the border on the actual scar that you've made isn't as noticeable. So once you're done with the blending, it is going to be wet. So just sit back, relax, have a cup of tea, and wait for it to dry. So you'll be waiting about 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe a little bit less. Again, depends on the environment that you're in. So yeah, just wait for that to dry, and then we can start with the next bit. So I am back, and the liquid latex is pretty much all dry. So I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, when it's dry, it goes from this sort of milky colour to basically clear and glossy. Now, what I'm going to do first is cover my eyes, and I'm going to use NYX's white eyeshadow base just to protect my eye area and stop any other colour that I use from staining. So just apply it using your finger, nothing special, nice and cheap. Just apply that to all around your eye area and underneath as well. What I want to do first is kind of dull out the colour of my face, so I'm just going to use this white face and body paint basically that I picked up from iMats, and it's by Bloody Mary. I'm just going to use just a generic foundation sponge, just getting a little bit of that onto the end of the sponge and just going over my face really lightly. Now when you get to the areas where there is the latex, I'm just going to dab it on top of it. So I'll show you on this side because this side is the driest. So kind of just dab, don't rub it, just sort of push down. Don't worry about getting it all over, just around the edges is fine. So as you can see, it's very pale at the moment. What I'm going to do is just start to build up a little bit of colour. I kind of want to give my skin a greenish kind of tinge, so I'm going to use the green out of the Mayron Bruise colour wheel and just kind of spot it in random places, and then I'm going to be buffing that out. Now we can start building up a little bit more colour. So I'm going to get the same green colour on the end of a foundation sponge and start to go around my wounds. So just blending it out. Just like that. Now I'm also just getting the green colour and building it up all over the face, including the top of the eyes. So once you've got the green going on, I'm just going to go underneath my eyes with the brown colour and some of the green, just to really darken it up around that area, make it look really gross, I guess, like really bad dark circles. Just using a finger, kind of go around in the hollow of your eye, and then even a little bit of the black. Now once you've done the eyes, what I've done is just basically a mixture of the brown, the black and the green, just making really big circles so your eyes look incredibly tired and you know, really horrible. Then I've just gotten a little bit of red and applied it just underneath my lower lash line, just to make it look again a little bit more dramatic, I guess. So that's basically the base done. If you want, you can do your lips now, so just like a black brown again, kind of like the same colours we've used around our eyes. So now we get to decorate the wounds. Just getting my bruise palette and the tip of a synthetic brush, tap it into the black, just getting it on the very end. What we're going to do then is colour in the very centre of our wound, so just going on the inside, and do that for all of the wounds. Now using the red, you're going to go over, doing the same technique, just getting it on the end of the brush, and just paint around the edges of the wound sort of where the rolled toilet paper was when you were making the wound, and then a little bit in the middle as well. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to be using some fake blood to make it look a little more realistic in a zombie kind of way. So with this top on here, just again going around the edge part of that circle and a little bit in the middle, and then the same thing with this large scar. You can even go and add a little bit of that yellow colour just to bits of the wound and kind of blend it out with your finger. That way it'll give it a really infected kind of gross look. Now before applying any of the fake blood, what I've got is just a setting powder from Bloody Mary again. It's a brand that I picked up at IMATS, and as much detail as I can I'll pop below for you guys. But it's kind of like, it's called Decay, and it's a really horrible dead kind of corpse colour. What I'm going to do is just lightly dab that over the green parts and under my eye. I'm not going to go over the prosthetic too much, over the scars, just around the edges. You don't need a lot, but just to kind of make it a little bit less shiny looking as well. Then the next step is just get a really black eyeliner, any black eyeliner that you've got, and line your eyes. And the very last step is going to be the stage blood. Now, I'm going to use two types of blood. This particular type is the coagulated blood gel, which doesn't set. This one is the stage blood from Mayron, and it does set. So what I'm going to do, just for the inside of the wound, is to apply some of this really thick, gory, coagulated blood gel, and just apply that to the very insides of my wounds. Using the applicator, just really digging it in there, getting it on the end, and just pushing it down into there. So that is the coagulated blood, which doesn't set. And next I'm going to use the stage blood, which does set and it's a little bit more runny. So this is what I'm going to use to cause those drips that'll come off the scars. You also get a brush with this one instead of like a spatula applicator. And this one, I'm just going to build it up onto the end of the brush, getting a little bit on there so it forms a drip, because that's what I want to happen, is for it just to kind of dribble down. This one, while you're waiting for that to dribble, just kind of mess it up around the outside. So yeah, that's dribbling down quite nicely. So get a little bit more on the end of your brush. Go to this wound and kind of do the same thing. You can use your finger to kind of push it out, and any bits that didn't quite blend to the skin, you can just add some blood to it, just like here for example, and just kind of smudge the blood in so it's less noticeable. So that's the final look. This is kind of just like a generic zombie look, but you can have fun and play around with it and mix it up. So you don't have to look this dead. You can just look fairly normal, but then just add a few of the scars and the scabs and the blood, that kind of thing as well. So essentially all it is just green all over, some brown, some black and red in here, the bullet holes, the wounds, more wounds, lots of fake blood, and the staples, which again, you can clean them up if you want, but it's up to you. I kind of don't mind the look that it's given there. That's the bullet hole, That's that one. You don't need that many scars, of course. You could do 1 or 2 or a couple of bullet holes. It's up to you. Really just have fun with it. Go darker, go different colours, whatever you want. It's more just a really fun kind of gory zombie look for Halloween. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!